Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be covering more on the debt ceiling, guys. So actually tomorrow there's the talks are going to continue with the debt ceiling. Joe Biden, of course, President Biden is back in the House to meet with the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, to see exactly what is going to happen. Now, a lot of people are covering this and we only have 11 days. That is right, guys. We have 11 days to really resume negotiations and get this under wraps. Now, they have said there has been several talks, several productive calls that are coming of this, and that is the reason why I wanted to really cover it. So lifting the debt ceiling is necessary for the government to cover spending commitments that are already approved by Congress. That is right, guys. A lot of people do not understand that the debt ceiling is necessary to cover money that is already approved, money that is already spent to prevent us going into default. Now, we've talked about the default before. If we go into default, there's a chance that a lot of people could lose their jobs. We could see a major downplay into the stock market, driving us straight into a recession. Now, raising the debt ceiling does not authorize new spending. Again, this is already spent money that we're getting the funding for. House Republicans have said they will not lift the limit if Biden and the lawmakers do not agree on future spending cuts. Now, that is very important, guys. Again, the debt ceiling is to cover the spending that we have already committed to, but we have to really look at what we're going to cut in the future. As a result, once again, they're kind of on again, off again. A lot of deliberations in there. Now, they have said that the Republicans need to move from an extreme position. Now, again, we don't know all the in and outs of what exactly is going on. We know the president had headed to the Group of the Seven summit in Japan. That is where he was over the weekend. That is why the negotiations were kind of on pause until he got back into the country, which they will resume tomorrow. Now, they've also said that there are a couple kind of sticking points, again, looking at the budget of what they're going to approve going forward. There has to be a compromise on both sides, and there also has to be a compromise in the detriment of the United States people, I guess the only way to put it. The Secretary, Janet Yellen, also said they have some really hard choices about either what is going to be paid and what is going to be unpaid if the debt ceiling is not raised. Now, a little bit scary, and every time that I hear Janet Yellen actually talk, I get a little concerned. When she talks about it, it almost seems like it's so end of the world when I see conversations, when I see press releases and things of that nature. But as early as June 1st, guys, we could see a default. And she said this is going to send us into economic chaos. And again, I like the way that she talks. My point of view, it usually doesn't get as bad as they're kind of spinning it to be. We're focused on raising the debt ceiling. There will be hard choices if that does not occur. Now, one of the problems is when a lot of economists look at this, guys, they're saying that the default could lead to an economic downturn as bad as the Great Recession. And again, a lot of people are speculating on both ways that even if it did happen, it's going to happen eventually. I believe we're at roughly $34 trillion in debt already. So just continue to raise it. And I believe it was like 78 times that we have raised this debt ceiling. So to raise it a 79th or an 80th time, what does it really affect, guys? It's not like the theoretical dollar that they could repay this dollar, or we're going to repay this dollar, short of running in the red. It kind of drives me crazy, guys, to think that it has been such an incredible amount of time since we've actually balanced a budget. Most of you know on this channel, guys, we talk a lot about the budgeting and us as a country to run in the red for, I believe it's like 40, maybe 50 years at this point that we have been running the country in the red. They're saying we are estimated 8 million Americans will lose their job, and the stock market value, so the S&P 500, but the overall stock market will fall about 45%. That is right, guys, a 45% loss if we do not come to an understanding with the debt ceiling and come to an agreement. Yellen also noted on Moody's analytical report that she found the numbers with more than 7 million and almost $10 trillion in household wealth will evaporate in the blink of an eye. Now, majority of times when that happens, for a lot of people, they can make a lot of money if something like this happens, and a lot of people hold shorts. If we drop 45%, guys, there are a lot of hedge funds that can make an absolute insane amount of money. If you caught the report that we kind of covered yesterday, 92% of Americans' wealth is held by 10% of Americans. That is right, guys, 92% of the wealth. So as much as we don't want it to see, and it would be detrimental for a lot of individuals to lose their job, the people who have the most stake in the game are the wealthiest when it comes to, the United States. Again, 92% of wealth is held by 10% of Americans, which again is kind of insane to think of. That amount of wealth and that amount of debt could be $10 trillion wiped out. So again, guys, just kind of as a key point summary, negotiations are going to start tomorrow. They're going to be right back at it. Have some hard choices. They have to come up to an understanding of things they want to move forward with, because again, the debt ceiling is money that has already been committed. But what is it going to look like in the future, really going forward? Have to have a lot of productivity, a lot of production, and a lot of kind of agreements, because again, we only have 11 days left. Not sure if they're kind of sandbagging within the next couple days, seeing exactly what is going to happen, but they're definitely keeping us on our toes. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the debt ceiling. And as always, thank you guys for watching.